Okay, so friends, let me give you the topic for group discussion. As you know, the election this month is election month. 5 states are going for election, and next year is going to be general election. So, question from the election can always be asked. And let me give you this topic here. Topic can be political literacy, political literacy, political/electoral literacy. You please write political/electoral literacy must be part of curriculum in schools. Must be part of curriculum in schools. So political or illiteral literacy must be part of curriculum in schools. So I've shared this also with you. Political or electoral literacy must be part of curriculum in schools. So the topic for group discussion given to you is political or electoral literacy must be part of curriculum in schools. People should be aware, students should be aware what political literacy is. That should be part of school curriculum. Please go through this. Okay, friends. So this topic which I gave you, the reason for this is gonna be election month. 5 states are going for election, and election year 2024, general election after 5 years, as you know. So we are the largest democracy in the world, and elections are very important. So literacy among voters has to be there, and political or electoral literacy is a very important thing. So should it be part of curriculum? What is your view on that? The discussion is on that. I'm very sure you guys can give some inputs. So please unmute yourself, make it a really good discussion. I'll be giving you more time than what is given so that you guys participate properly, jot down the important points, and listen to others and give your own points to others. So please unmute yourself each one now and go for it.
Good
Please.
evening, friends. Good evening, friends. I am Ketana. Today, the topic that was given to us is political or electoral literacy must be the part of curriculum in schools. Friends, this topic is contemporary in nature because the general elections are going in our country, and also, friends, the conflict between simultaneous elections is going on in our country right now. The debates and discussions. So, I think children are the present children are the leaders of future generation, and also India occupies majority of the youth population when we compared with various nations. So it should be political and electoral literacy must be the part of the curriculum in schools, and also article 324 of the Indian Constitution directly deals with the election. So I think we should discuss this topic in various aspects, like how it impacts the life of an individual and how it impacts the life of a society, and how it impacts the nation when we inculcate the curriculum in the schools. I open the discussion to participate all of you.
I definitely would like to start the discussion by firstly describing what we actually mean by political and electoral literacy. So first of all, coming down to political literacy, let's break down the words political and literacy. So political literacy can be categorized like the
Please talk
knowledge
one by one,
around how and what kind of rule and governance do we actually follow in our country, and what kind of rules and regulations around the governance has been laid out for the citizens. Coming down to electoral literacy, we need to know how the elections are actually conducted in the country, how are the blocks and districts categorized, and which body conducts it, how many times does it occur in a year, what kind of constitutions are built around elections, and then what we as citizens are having as rights to exercise around the elections. So let's first coming down to describing the meaning. Now we should actually discuss how it actually impacts us, like Ketana already mentioned.
I'm agree with the Sagarika. By participation in the election, we can increase the interest in the youth, so he can actively participate in the elections. Because we
also I think that politics is one of the base of nation's growth and development, as we have seen that our country has gone through very several challenges, from colonial invasion to economic recession. So here political things are very important. If our political party is very good, and if elections, we know that how elections are going on, and if we have knowledge about it, it is going to help everyone to know about how to select the party.
I agree with the Pratigya, and the question is why it should be the part of curriculum is most important, because because we are the representative democracy, and most of the people, majority of the Indians, do not have privilege to go to the colleges and all where they can be specialized on. So at the basic level, there should be
but also, Varun, we have to
as said by the panel, I would like to add some points.
Yes, Ravi.
Our topic was, should we inculcate in our school curriculum? See, colleges give us specialized we can study politics. People can get
let's allow Ravi to say.
And also there are surveys by the Election Commission of India which says the people, most of the people, they are highly educated. They live outside their main premises where their home is or where they can vote. So they generally don't turn up on the voting.
But I totally agree with you. But
we can
as
also
you
see
said, we are a democratic people.
in the election. We
also in our country, elections are always going on. It is very
that the youth participation.
I believe we are digressing from our topic. Let's discuss how it actually impacts not knowing about the political system. We are only discussing about the elections. Let's also discuss how we do not actually know what our system is.
I would like to put my point
curriculum
in front of you.
Children.
Exactly.
As Pranav said, we are the people who exercise democracy in our day-to-day life. In fact, we are the largest democracy in the world, and we are proud of it. So, but we can see that when it comes to the election, not only 50 or 55% of people who are, giving their vote. There is a lot of
because they don't understand how
and that is
important
why
a vote
that is why we have to introduce that is why we have to promote this kind of thing in our society. But we
in youth also, when we speak to them now, they say that we want to
इसलिए हमें curriculum बनाना चाहिए, even
IAS officer, but they want to participate in the election. They are not participating in the
election. That is why we have to start the campaign by.
Friends, being a small children, that knowledge about the elections or political curriculum will create a lot of impact in their mental development also. So we need to discuss the impact of the children, or especially in the school aspects, we need to concentrate.
We have to promote it in higher education. Discipline senior secondary
we have to also decide at which stage we can teach children that what our political state actually holds. We can't put this in the curriculum 9 to 10-year-old kids.
Yes, Shankar.
In the curriculum, there should be basic understanding about elections, how our electoral democracy works, and what are the roles of different executives. I would like why partially agree with you. Contemporary world, if you will continue this, said why it's become important, because nowadays there is a discourse of a privilege, and if voters are not very educated, then they can be diverted by various political parties by giving some.
Yes, Pran, what you said is exactly correct.
But that is like
discussing
general
about that.
awareness towards
Shankar
political
and Ravi
parties.
all are discussing about that.
Allow Shankar
We will
to
implement.
What
I think
kind
allow
of
Shankar to express his point.
Said and Ravi and
I-
Pranav, all you are discussing that we have to implement this curriculum in the school levels also.
Yes.
I'm
Also,
partially
I-
agree with all of you. Why? Because if the children's already the election commission of India or election commission of any state government is implementing some awareness programs towards the utilization of the vote, how this can be utilized by any man or woman, and how these democratic formations are happening, like MLA, MP, and MLC, all these election campaignings, everything was creating by the programs are creating by the election commission of India. While we are discussing about if we are implementing this in the school level, it's completely complicating to the student like a child. While as you were saying that this type of political situations are very it's a worst like thing. Political situations are seen in our country. Okay, I am agree with that. Democratic
partially agree with you. We do have the courses in the political science where we learn about the constitution and other articles.
Where we do teach
should be
little bit of information
Also,
about
we
our
have right
electoral
to
system.
franchise at the age of 18. And
yes.
age of 18 is reached when you completed your 12th class. So
automatically we will get to know that how to
And also,
use
friends,
that.
Discuss where
And
we
also,
actually
friends,
do have the
we need to
curriculum.
take most
There is a
important
subject
point.
called as civics.
Friends, we
Yes,
need to take
politics.
another important point
Yes,
into our
political
consideration. Like, see, in our country, more than 50% of the population lives in rural area. So, enlightening and empowering the children about the elections or political context, they indirectly promotes the development and empowering the knowledge of their parents and community, and also contributes to the nation. Also, I think.
Yes.
That is why Kanta support the awareness program in the rural area.
The curriculum
The moral conduct of the politicians should be
their awareness. We'll also have to
should be
conduct
made aware
more
of the
social
public.
drives. We'll have
And
to
also-
send more people and proper commission
And also
to
the voting
teach
percentages
people
are
in the
generally
rural
higher in
areas
the
what
rural
actually
But
areas.
it is
happens.
not.
Because they
But
don't
actually, it is not
understand
good
what
for the
actually
children.
voting is.
Actually,
But
if it is
they
for
get lured by
by casting a vote,
if it is in
We
a
are
college
not
level,
telling
it is
that
also
you
good.
have to do the political ideology, basic understanding of the politics and how
Exactly.
election works.
Pranav,
That should be in
by casting your vote, it doesn't mean that you are politically aware.
Politic aware. Exactly.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. We need
Means
to
people
know about
do
the
cast
system,
their
how the
vote,
system
but
works.
they do not know about the elected person. They do not know about his biodata, his income, or his assets.
Then they will
Means how
for the
what kind of
candidate
person
who
he
they
is.
know.
It's
Now people are not
But
aware of
team, we
political parties.
already
Any
do
candidate
have a
from
subject
anywhere.
called as civics.
Friends,
Class
here the
8
point
at the age
here
of
is
12.
friends, the point here is how can we inculcate
which is in the villages. I feel
Ketna, in that regard, I would like to suggest that government or the election commission should introduce a curriculum in the higher education or the secondary education, such as, we have the curriculum in the political science. Like
We
that, we
already
should
have a
introduce
subject,
the.
Ravi. I agree with you. We have a subject called as civics.
But
But
we need
class
to
8,
focus
Yes.
more
where
on
we
that.
do read
Yeah,
briefly
Sagar,
And
about our
that
we
can't
had
be-
a subject, we had a
See,
subject,
that
but we
awareness
don't
can't
have
be done
complete
with only
curriculum.
with the textbook.
we
We
don't
have
have
to
a
complete
organize the workshops,
curriculum.
Agreed.
practicals,
would
and
like
all
We
to
these
add-
also
things
need to
get.
promote and
Friends,
stop the
I would-
rotification of
Yeah,
our
I
subjects.
would like to bring one important point, like we should inculcate activity based learning
Yes,
curriculum in the
that's what I
schools,
was telling.
so
Correct.
that they come to know what is meant by election, how to cast the vote,
And
who
all-
we need to elect.
Yes, and also the
That-
basic
This
that
can
democracy at the
actually-
work.
might be
I would
quite
like to
implementing
take an
day-to-day life
example of
there.
my
Example
own
of
Even the
school.
election of the
We
monitor
actually
should be
used to
conducted
have
in the
elections
school.
to elect
Yes,
our
yes, yes.
school appointees.
What
I
how
agree.
the school system
I
was
agree.
That is how you,
Ketana's point, and I
build the
would like
democratic
to
value in the
put forward
society.
a way
We
how we
also
can
teach-
actually use it like an interactive active
We
session.
also
In my
हम
school,
बच्चों
we
को बता
actually
सकते हैं
had
कि ये जो इलेक्शन है,
elections.
ये जो
We
इलेक्शन
actually
है,
had campaigns. We actually
इतने-
had
इतने
people
important
do
है.
Yellow, please
campaigns.
speak. We are not able to
Varun,
understand.
Sagarika,
Speak
actually
one
I
by
what
one.
request
said
you
is
all to
completely
please
correct.
speak
But
one by
government
one.
also knows that
It is
government also
becoming
knows that it was
really
one of the
confusing.
biggest subject
Can you
in
please-
India.
can you
But
please
still, yet the
repeat
government has not implemented any curriculum in the school level. Why it was actually the government is not implemented that type of curriculum in the school level?
Because
we have to think about that also. Yes, because of that,
Shankar,
if you are including the curriculum, how it will be implemented to the school level students and how it is creating complications.
Because Shankar, we have not actually left the British education system that was actually set up by the British. We followed it. We carried forward with us even after independence. So what they were actually teaching us at that time, we are still reading that. So we are still reading about Indian extempore. We are still reading about revolt.
Friends, I would like
reading about what is actually happening.
I would like to add one important point to Sagarika. I would like to add one important point to Sagarika. She has quoted very well. Exactly, she is right. Yes, the government right now is changing the entire NCERT syllabus. Ministry of Education is focusing to even the history has been we missed some kind of king's rule, most important rulers, and those who women empowerment, all the kinds of things we are not included in the syllabus. So right now Ministry of Education is focusing, try to implementing changes in the NCERT based syllabus.
Yes, that's why it is like there is a lot of there is a lot of
when actually the system is changing and people are putting efforts towards bringing a more holistic curriculum into the system, we can integrate it, and actually we need to put up fresh information. I believe all of us are from either CBSE or ICSC schools. What we used to learn was very old data. We never used to learn what is actually happening, what amendments have happened, what is going on in the system.
I agree with you that
please
we need
carry
to
on, Pratigya. Pratigya is trying to say something. Pratigya is trying to say something.
I also agree with this. Like, we are studying new technology, so it is very important so that we can learn about the election. If we won't learn about the election, we won't know how important it is. Like when we learn about environment, we are learning about it from the school times. So we know that what are the pros and cons of environment and its effects. So that's how this also works.
Yes,
and also
digitalization came into picture.
Part. So when you will go any document, so NEP is also very good, but it needs to be implemented at every level.
Exactly,
and
exactly. That is what
implementation for that also we can use digitalization. We can make a portal where the people can see their representatives. People get to know them and will able to that information they can make their vote.
I think, Ravi, we are having right now a portal related to elections, but the portal is accessible to only adult people, not the youth. So I think role-based education.
That is why changes should be made.
Yes.
Ketan, actually in the ninth class subject, we have a social studies in which also in related to the constitution and democracy and rights. And our constitutional rights, all these
fundamental
things are included.
Fundamental
rights, all these things are
and
DPSP. But if it is like a elaborated about
every NCERT book has fundamental rights and fundamental duties in the starting only.
In the first page only. Yes.
So all these things are already included for the higher school education only. But if it is for the primary school education, it is not that much of important. If it is for the higher school education, it is some points of some level of awareness about the election is somewhat important, but it is for the complete school level, it is not that much important for the
I agree, Shankar, but the actual issue is that we do have some of the data points in our school.
And we can't make it complete awareness even in the doctorate level also.
Children are the
notification is the main problem in this school. We have a lot of
children are the future leaders. Children are the future leaders of our country. Future leaders of our country.
But still,
and also, friends, I would like to bring another connotation, another dimension to this topic. Right now, criminalization of politics and politicization of crime is happening a lot. So it is very important. Fundamental duty. It is very important fundamental duty to get awareness about the elections and political context happening in our country.
Actively participate in this.
So as we can see that this criminal and unethical offences are everywhere happening in the political situation. As I think that if children are knowing all these things, how they will also learn.
No.
Varun is trying to say some important point. We are not able to.
Yes, Varun, please go ahead.
Please, Varun, carry on.
कि हम कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स जैसे कुछ एक्टिविटीज जैसे कॉलेज स्कूल्स कॉलेजेस में हम अडेप्ट कर सकते हैं, जैसे हाउस इलेक्शंस वगैरह होते हैं, उन्हें अच्छे से प्रमोट करें। जैसे हमारे जो
जैसे मॉनिटर का इलेक्शन होता है तो बेसिकली
स्टूडेंट काउंसिल इलेक्शन, स्टूडेंट काउंसिल इलेक्शन इन द स्कूल लेवल, मॉनिटर इलेक्शन
गाइडलाइंस होता था, उसमें इंटरव्यूज भी होते थे, पब्लिक कैंपेन्स भी होते थे, कैंपेन के रूल्स भी लेट डाउन होते थे, लाइक देयर वाज अ कंप्लीट एक्टिविटी दैट would follow.
Let's take an example of JNU.
But I believe that we need to promote social science as a subject first. Because we in schools we focus science is a more real subject.
We should
we actually learn what is happening in school.
Friends, we should discuss techniques of learning when we compared with children and adult. So we need to
exactly, Ketana. That was what I was pointing.
We can address this by using the social cognitive theory. Means you learn while you.
That we Ravi, about history, like
children actively participate.
As said by the Ketana, we can implement many HR related theory in this regard. Right? We have the social cognitive theory. Means people learn by their environment while growing up. If you see, if you are able to see the various elections which are occurring surrounding you, then you able to learn it from that. Means for example कोई मॉनिटर आपने चूज किया तो आप उसमें प्रोसेस तय करो कि आपने उसमें क्वालिटीज देखी, क्या क्वालिटीज होने चाहिए आपके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव में, उसके बेसिस में आपने ऐड किया। हाँ,
I would like to add, Ravi, तुम्हारे
there should be the
method
proper
में there
and
is one
the most
method
important
that is
part we are
actually
not
going
mentioning
on.
here. It
Conditional
should be
learning.
implemented in the public schools.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Because that is the place where it's
what
needed.
is happening with the subject is कि हम
Why
conditional
not-
learning ज़्यादा
why not
सीखते हैं. What
private?
is actually
No,
going
I am
around?
telling you, I am not
यही
telling it should
सोचते
not be in
हैं.
the private. मैं पब्लिक स्कूल में इसकी ज्यादा जरूरत है।
okay.
I don't
No,
it
both
is-
are both
No,
are
both are
primary
schools
I am not
different.
But
Private
both स्कूल में
and
तो
in fact-
लर्निंग हो रही है ना।
In fact, state boards also. All of these schools have the
State
curriculum
was correct,
soon.
but
Satvika,
most of the people we need to
And
focus. See,
friends, I would like to bring into your notice that our fundamental duty says that we should know about the importance of the things that we are going around in our country. So it is the
So we
children
should
who
also
are very
know about our
important.
rights.
Yes,
Also,
children who are
Our
the
scientific
backbone of
temper.
our nation, whether it is a private or public, doesn't matter.
Yes.
But
No,
children should know.
no, Ketna, you have misunderstood my point. I am telling you we need to put more focus on that because the public education system is not well, as we
Okay.
all
But
know.
children are there in both,
I
na,
believe
public or private.
Your
Both.
point was misread by
talk
us
about
because public schools are naturally discarded कि public schools अच्छे नहीं होते, यहाँ तो पढ़ाई नहीं होती, यहाँ तो teachers
So
पढ़ाते
उधर
नहीं.
ज्यादा फोकस करना चाहिए. That is what you mean.
No,
What do you mean?
I
I am
believe
telling
we
because
need to
most of the
focus
We are
people
diverting, I think
talk
so.
about
concept
those
of
who don't
learning.
We are completely diverting
Friends,
from
we
the
are
topic.
diverting from the topic, but
of
I would
curriculum
like
in the
to.
schools.
I am slightly
Exactly.
disagree
Political
with
literacy curriculum in
slightly
the schools.
disagree with the Sagarika. Government education schools, see Delhi, we can take the example of Delhi.
That's
government
only
school
one
education.
state. That's
We
only
are
one
deviating
state.
from the
Also
topic.
not
The
a state.
condition
We are
has
deviating from the
been
topic.
the conditions has been changed in our state. Our
For
CM,
Delhi, I
our
am
prime
agreeing.
minister, our chief minister has implemented an important program like teaching of English education is also made a part of education, part of their curriculum because
No, Ketna,
nowadays
you misread my point. What I was trying to say is that in every school, firstly, we need to perform different certain learning methods. What we are actually used to learning is conditional method of learning. जैसा हम आसपास देखते हैं लोगों को करते हुए ना, हम वैसे ही कंडीशन कर लेते हैं खुद को.
And
So
I
we
agree with
already
Sagarika and
the point
when
is
you will
why
read
do
the-
people not take arts after class 10th?
See,
Is
many
that
students
not a
take
Sagarika,
problem?
what you
That
are
is happening in
is
India
also one
only.
of the
Completely
In the Western country,
diverting
mostly
from
people are taking
we
the
need
arts.
to
Can you
change the
please-
pedagogy.
Student
That
art.
We are the
the learning
we are the
is going.
country
So
who's
NEP
focusing on
objective
the
of NEP
STEM.
mentions it.
Exactly.
then we need to change the pedagogy. And also I agree with Chetna that Delhi government has
the point is that I believe we should firstly
discuss the techniques
Sarika,
of
we
learning
do
coming
have
to
the
our-
major university in the social studies. Even for example, we have the JNU. It is the one of the best university in terms of the
It is, but take it in our schools. You'll
even you can see
5%
major of the
kids-
politicians who are in the parliament came from the
they don't
JNU.
know.
Exactly.
Friends,
That
I would
is
like to
absolutely-
support the
Even our
Prabhu
finance
has said-
minister is also from
Yes,
JNU.
Yes,
I would like to
Yes,
support
yes.
his statement. Yes, he is right. Because
And
you know,
also-
humanity backgrounds teaches us a values a lot, and it is needed for everything happening in
And
our country.
we also
I have
need
from
to.
my personal experience. Prerna, I
Yes,
have
listen.
from my personal experience.
Yes, Pratigya, speak.
No,
Yes,
Pratigya,
yes.
but we can't put personal experiences here. Like that will be a very
We
small
can give the
sample.
examples now.
But
We can
it
give
is
right.
examples.
Guys,
Please
let us
let
also
allow her to
discuss
express.
how
Please
many
let
of us
allow
are
her-
from humanities
Pratigya,
background.
continue.
Yes,
Pratigya, can you
Pratigya,
please
please
continue what you
express
want
your
to say?
Pratigya,
point.
please
Please
continue.
express, Pratigya.
I think that's an example. I have experienced it that most of the students are in art section, so they are getting, but they are not. They are getting the education somewhere, but also they are not ready to grasp it. I have also somewhere felt it, because when we talk about science and maths and STEM
Exactly.
subjects, we give them importance, but when it comes to environmental studies and electoral
Social
studies,
science.
we somewhere doesn't make this priority, so we should also do that.
So
And
by
also,
doing
friends,
this,
when
by
while
by
coming to
doing
the
this-
teaching techniques, while coming to
Because-
the teaching techniques for adults and kind of people, we can inculcate game-based teaching techniques so that they may get more interest and awareness about the elections. No, why don't we discuss in that
I
manner?
think
Yes,
Ketana,
the
we discussed
demo
it in
based.
our
We have-
interactive sessions. Yes, we
Yes,
put
yes,
that
we have
point.
discussed that.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
We have discussed.
We've used that point, Ketana.
Yes, okay.
that's a good point, Ketna, you have raised, and I also think that role plays games
Yes.
that be also implemented.
We've put that point already. Let's come on to more ways of teaching and how we can actually identify social science as a real subject, because a lot of us tend to
Here,
take
notice
it in
here
the wrong form.
our topic is
topic is
political or
to-
electoral literacy. Literacy, not
Yes.
the social science. Please, I kindly request you all
Actually,
to discuss in this manner.
But
I
it
want to
comes
put
into
one
the
important
subject of
point in
social
front of
science
you.
only, Ketana.
But the
I just
base
want to
here,
put
the
one
base
point,
is
one
political
important point.
content.
Let's see.
Yes,
Ketana,
Shankara,
Should
yes,
we
Shankara.
extend political science up to 12th
Yes.
level?
Yes.
Should we make it
Yes.
compulsory so that people
Ketana,
get
as you know that in our
may aware
like
about
in
this?
our in
Yes,
our
Shankar,
Telugu
Shankar
textbook,
is trying to say something.
Ketana, you know that in our Telugu textbooks, some independent candidates like freedom fighters like Tangutur, Prakasham
Yes,
Pantulu, and
yes.
NT Ramarao, and this Gandhiji, like this, all the political also. They are not only freedom fighters; they are involved in the political also. All these type of social studies, all the things are already included in the textbooks and everything. But only thing we have to include a electrical literacy, like this, how these elections are happening, how this constitution and how this constitution is dividing, how many number of peoples are mandated for a formation of one constitution, how this MLE, MP, and how they actually
data is
decide.
That is
available in the
already
books,
included in the
NCERT
civics
book.
part
These
of
are
the paper.
NCERT
But
books.
what I think Shankar is
NCERT
trying to
books.
put is state boards are actually teaching about these things, but CBSE is not. We are
have
not
to
reading
promote
about
now.
the real people, what really actually happened. So I think
Yeah.
public schools, the point was that what
See-
Prasoon put, public schools
have to-
actually need to implement these things. It is a
We have to
very good
promote-
point put by
Because
Shankar.
they
Let's
In the end, we should evaluate that whether the social science or other subject able to, generate enough awareness to evaluate our value of vote.
See,
Means we are voting.
Yes, we have to
हम
put
अपने-
all subject at the same pedestal. So
exactly.
what
That
happens
was
in our
what I was
society?
trying to say.
Yes, because social
We
science
have
doesn't
to-
get value, and no, also you can. So my friend Ravi has mentioned about the GNU, but what is the
Exactly.
current discourse about the GNU? Because people in GNU do nothing. Because
Yes.
social science is useless,
Friends,
but social science is
friends,
the science that we need the more.
Friends, I would like to
Social
speak
science
about.
is
I would
not
like to.
useless.
Friends, I would like to speak about impact of this political or electoral literacy on the society. Like if a child becomes adolescent, after that he becomes adult, so that he can exercise his right properly with due diligence. And when he becomes adult, he can select the right candidate, so that right candidates leads to right leaders leads to right condition of our nation. So I'm saying about the impact.
But for that, Ketana, we need to actually make kids understand that they can make a career out of political science. What is actually happening is that we don't see a future in political science. So people do back out.
Yes,
Varun. We need multi-dimensional approach.
Varun is saying something we are not able to hear. Varun, once please repeat. Varun, please.
Yeah, can you be
and
louder?
please speak loudly.
Varun,
yes.
I'm trying to say that we have to create the environment also that so that the people can the children will make the interest in this subject, because
in addition to that, I would like to add a point.
Yes.
We have to clearly mention in a very systematic way how the elections and how this taking place, so that the children make interest and be a part of that. Without
if government makes it compulsory,
maybe I think let's add on to the gameplay part. What Ketana said, let's take them on field visits.
More interesting for the children.
Let's take them on field visits and show them how a block is decided. कितना पेरीमीटर के एरिया को ब्लॉक बोलते हैं, कैसे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर कैसे इलेक्शन, व्हाट इज अ पंचायत, हाउ इलेक्शंस हैपन एक्चुअली.
Measures has been implemented in the very past, but not at very large scale.
We can also handle this responsibility to panchayati bodies and also urban local bodies. They can show the campaign.
That's what I was saying.
Campaign, and they should make the children and also their parents along with them aware of the all.
I think
it should be an official field visit.
Yes,
it should be an official field visit where the
In
actual
India,
election board is showing them what is
to put on
happening.
record that
in India we get
election
a right to vote
Election Commission has
at the age of 18.
They use the school children, and the school children are being used to spread awareness, and they are being made the part, and some of the model booths are created where school children can observe the process. But
so in India we get a right to vote at the age of 18, right? This is the important stage in our life where we start taking the responsibility towards the nation. And before casting our vote, we should make ourselves aware about the electoral literacy or other these kind of situations, so that we can give our vote to the right person, so that we in that way we are able to contribute to our society as well.
Yes, Pratigya is trying to say something. Pratigya.
Also happens.
Yes, Pratigya, go ahead.
It also happens, like when we talk about role models or media has an impact. When media has imitated so many people who have done scientific things or environmental things, but there is when we talk about APJ Abdul Kalam, we talk about their missile man thing. We have very few knowledge about what political thing he has done.
So we also need an educated media.
I would like to bring a live example.
Put out the correct information to the public. Yes,
I would like to.
That was your point.
Now you can
I would like to bring a live example.
But constitutionally we are not. We are parliamentary type.
Yes,
so
friends. I would like to bring a live
so
example of which was happened in my school.
Ketana wants to put out an important point.
I want to give the example that in Himachal Pradesh there is the government start the initiative that the children from the public, they become one day CM and a member of state legislative assembly, so that they can actively participate in this type they are doing. So we have to promote the government has to promote this also So
Friends, I would like to
But
bring
in
a
the
live
Himachal
example.
Pradesh, there is a
Live
over
example.
1 crore
Friends, I
population.
would
How
let's
you are
one
going to
point,
impart this
I would
technically
like
in
to
the
bring
Let
mass,
live
Ketana put
in
her
the
example.
point.
masses?
Yes,
Live
Ketana,
children,
example.
go
let
ahead.
children
Live
so that
example
they can
which
spread
Varun, I
and
think Ketana has a point. Let's
Friends, one live example which was happened in my school days. During elections times, our MRO officer and IAS officer came to our school and they started giving awareness about the importance of elections in our school. So we can handle this responsibility to the people who are in the government and also the constitutional bodies like Election Commission of India also.
Also,
So all these things are actually happening everywhere and everywhere. Citizens
I
know
think
that
it is
government
already
bodies,
happening, Ketana,
happening.
because we also have general
The only
youth
thing is
assembly.
that
Even in my
if you
state, we have a general youth assembly, and I was honored to be a part of it in the first session that when it happened in Ranchi.
so
So
the only
I
thing
did
is
attend
why
that
everything
session.
was happening in around the children, then why this subject and everything was not included in the curriculum of the
Implementation
subjects.
problem. Implementation problem.
Implementation.
Implementation.
So actually there is a lot of
Implemented.
more important subjects rather than this elections and all
And
these
there is
things.
also sense of
Exactly.
discardness to
We
the social
again
science.
have come down to the same point.
Yes.
That
Yes,
we
we
need
are
to
not.
Okay,
consider
so
this
friends,
subject
I
as
think
a
time to
real
conclude
paper
now.
first.
Yes, sir.
Time to
Yes, sir.
conclude now.
Yes, I would like to conclude this session. Actually, I am initiating as that I'm completely opposite to that. Why should we have to include this electoral political literacy in the school level? So after listening all this discussion from the Ravi and that Pranav, so Pranav also given us some important points related to the how it is important to the children, and Kathan gave us some of the live examples related to her experience. And that's Sagarika also discussed a lot of things from the history to the present situation, from what is the importance of this uh, present trend and everything, how it is important to the children and all these things. After I listened all these things, we can able to say that so curriculum is important, but if it is like at a level wise, if the children, if it is a school level children up to the 6th class primary school children, how much he want to know about awareness about the elections. If he is like high school student, what type, how much of awareness he need to learn about the elections, and who are the responsible candidates to take these elections as a awareness programs to making aware to everyone, and what are the different parties and all these things making awareness to the children are completely very important. Why? Because today's children are the tomorrow's citizens of our country. So it's very important to put the curriculum as a electoral literacy in the school level also.
Okay, so let me give you the feedback, friends. So the good thing is like all of you were speaking, and Shankara, you have concluded, you have jumped on conclusion. That is good because you were speaking the least actually. You, Varun, and Pratigya, you have to speak more. The rest, otherwise, all of them are talking. But all of you are capable. I mean, Shankara and Pratigya and Varun. I know you people are also can speak. They are the people with whom you will be competing. They are not speaking much. That won't be trouble for you. So the first stage comes only is like you have to speak and you have to give your inputs and you have to give your points. Ketan obviously carries some knowledge and she was using that particular knowledge. Sagarika is good in communication and Sagarika speaks and she speaks well. Pratigya was giving the points, inputs. Parshun has come up really well from last two GDs. Prasun is participating good. Ravi is maintaining balance now. Shankara, you are to uniform in the beginning. In the initial stages, you did not participate much, but you can. And Varun, you are not visible. I mean, you are closing. So close your video is not visible. So I'm very sure you can participate nicely in this also. So whenever you participate next time, make sure that you are visible so that I'm in position to give you feedback also. So to tell you honestly, like all of you are capable. I mean, you are potential candidates to clear these GDs. So your participation is good. I told you last time also that during the discussion, don't let it become informal. Don't laugh out. If even if somebody laughs, don't you should not laugh. And because observer is observing it very clearly. So if somebody is cracking jokes in the GD, normally people do that, so you don't get it into that particular thing and make it informal for you. आप फॉर्मल डिस्कशन करो जैसे एक प्रोफेशनल को करना चाहिए, उसी तरीके से डिस्कशन करो. 15-20 मिनट का होता है, उसमें अपने पॉइंट रखो, दूसरे को पॉइंट सुनो, बैलेंस ओपिनियन रखो. कीप द ओपिनियन विच इज बैलेंस्ड ओपिनियन, because balanced opinion is always a good opinion. If some people are fighting on one issue, another issue, try to play the neutral role or try to play the role in which it is a balanced one. That always fetches you more marks. That is what you have to do. Baki, all of you have participated, and that is something which is good. And also, at no stage it should look like you are obstructing other from speaking. So if you are very good in speaking, like Sagarika or Ketana, you stand risk at if somebody who is not participating, who is not speaking much, but he has a content and you did not let him speak, then you people stand at risk. तो ये चीज आप खुद देखना पड़ेगा कि आपको आप बोल सकते हैं, you can participate, but then you are not letting other participate. You should not be in that category. You should not fall in that category in the perception of the observer. Observer is going to make some perception about you, and he should not make the perception that Sagarika is not letting others speak, Ketan is not letting others speak. That should not happen. And also, you should speak, but it should be relevant, it should be meaningful, it should be purposeful. You should not speak for the sake of speaking. That is another thing which you need to keep in your mind, right? That is how it has to be. Now, the topic, friends. So, for today, I think Ravi, Prashun, and Sagarika and Ketana, these four people will get in, and Pratigya, Shankara, Varun maybe on the red side. So, if he's to pass, he'll gonna pass you four of you for today's discussion. But it does not mean that Pratigya and Shankara and Varun will not do. They are doing very good. You are participating nicely. Just participate a little more and give your own points. That is what you have to do. This was a group discussion. Had it been group task, I would have given some different result. But anyhow, I mean, the topic we given was political or literacy. Literacy must be part of curriculum in the schools. See, the perfect introduction would have been, hi friends, my name is Sagarika, and I take the opportunity to initiate the discussion. The topic which is given for the discussion is political electoral literacy must be part of curriculum in the school. Friends, I totally agree with the statement. Yes, it should be the part of the curriculum to impart more literacy and awareness to the future electorates of future voters of our country. Friends, as you know that voting age in India is 18 years. So immediately after you pass your high school or secondary school, you become the voter. And whether you participate from 18 years onward in state elections or general elections or Panchayati Raj body, whether you participate or not, that depends upon your awareness. And school is the best place where you can get that awareness. So yes, it should be the part of curriculum, friends. Now, I believe that we should discuss this entire topic on why it should be the part of curriculum, and if it is a part of curriculum, what should be the content in that, what is the relevance of that. And yes, nobody can deny that yes, we are presently discussing about this topic when 5 state elections are going to be conducted by Election Commission of India. General elections are going to come, and India is the largest democracy of the world. So I open the house for the discussion among all of you now. तो आपको एक स्टैंड लेना है कि यू एग्री विद द स्टेटमेंट और यू डोंट एग्री विद द स्टेटमेंट, और ये वो स्टेटमेंट्स हैं जिनसे डिसएग्री होने का कोई मतलब नहीं है. इट शुड बी द पार्ट ऑफ करिकुलम. इससे कोई डिसएग्री होने की रिक्वायरमेंट, नो, इट शुड नॉट बी पार्ट ऑफ करिकुलम. व्हाई? सो मेनी टाइम्स यू आस्क मी, सर, can we say okay, I partially agree? No, in these kind of things you should fully agree. It should be the part of curriculum, right? And then you should discuss about it. तो उसके बाद क्या हो जाएगा कि yes, it should be part of the curriculum, and students should be made aware what is the political executives, what is the political bodies for us, what are the legislative assemblies for us, state legislative assemblies, panchayati raj bodies, and parliament, so that student tomorrow, they do not only think that okay, science or engineering or medicine, these are the, or management are the only career, or law is the only career. They should also think that politics is also one of the very, very important career for us. So politicians run the country, politicians change the constitution, politicians only decide how this country is gonna grow. So you should also think of this particular profession, so that interest should be inculcated in the children from the very beginning. It has to be in that particular line. Then obviously you can quote some of the examples, some of the things you can quote, and on the basis of your own experience you can give that, make it more interesting for the discussion, right? This has to be in this particular way. It's an important topic, not only GD but group task also. It is very, very important. So anything now you want to ask for, tell me.
Yes
sir. हाँ सर, जब जीडी में फिश मार्केट वाली सिचुएशन बन जाती है तो सबसे बेस्ट चीज क्या करनी चाहिए हमें?
थोड़ा चुप रहो और मैंने आपको बताया एंटर आप हमेशा कर सकते हो, वेदर इट इज फिश मार्केट और नॉट, यू कैन ऑलवेज एंटर. जस्ट सी व्हेन इट इज ऑलवेज साइक्लिक. Everybody will be speaking and then nobody will be speaking. Everybody will be speaking, then nobody will be speaking. It is sinusoidal wave. So when nobody is speaking, enter. When everybody is speaking, just be silent. This is the art which you have to learn. You know, on the sea waves, how somebody, swims. When the sea waves are on the tide, you have to swim. That's it.
But sir, in the meanwhile, the points that we are going to say were said by other people, no sir, in the meanwhile. They may say no sir in the meanwhile. If we wait for the cycle.
No. You cut them at the end of their sentence. I always told you where you have to cut. So participation is not a problem. Like Sagarika is entering, Ketana is entering, Ravi, you yourself you are entering, Prashun is talking. Don't worry. Observer is listening to you. And I told you IOCL may one candidate, one observer. So he's only seeing Ketana. What Ketana is saying. He's not bothered about anybody else. What Ketana is saying. One observer. And
Sir,
he is responsible for Ketana's performance.
Sir,
Yeah.
we don't have much knowledge
तो
about
जो मेरे आज के
प्रतिज्ञा अगर नॉलेज नहीं है तो दूसरों को सुनो और एंटर कर जाओ, डिस्कस करो, बी स्मार्ट.
because I did that today and personal experience को share कर सकते हैं or not.
कर सकते हैं. You can do that. You did better than compared to yesterday, Pratigya, when I had with you. So you did better. No doubt in that. Prashun was rejected. Ask Prashun. Yesterday he was rejected. He was in red. Today Prashun had a couple of sessions and he's speaking now.
Sir, I would like to ask one thing, sir. Like, so as you said that the topic completely we have to agree that. So entire the 10 members we have to, all 10 members will be agree and everyone gives the same points, almost around 80 percentage points, and they will give a self experience only, everyone will give. So at that time, why can't we go? I have some pros and cons also, at least one or two cons also. So I will stood on that. There is a
So
two
you should
cons.
be very clear why you are saying it should not be the part of curriculum. You should be very clear on that. Why you think it should not be the part of curriculum. You should not try to be different only for the sake of being different. It's not like that.
Yes.
So India is a great nation. No. Everybody is a sheep. Everybody is in the crowd of sheep. So I don't want to be different. I want to be lion. So India is not a great nation. You cannot do that, right? So there are certain things which are absolute terms. They are good. Everybody should say. But now the fight is like what points you have to offer to say that yes, it should be the part of curriculum. So don't take the stand which you are not convinced or you cannot convince others. So if you say no, it should not be the part of curriculum, you should be very clear how you will convince me for that.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
So
I had one doubt. If I may go ahead. Sir, जैसे पहले तो केतना ने स्टार्ट किया आज, उसके बाद I tried to explain both the words first कि political literacy क्या होती है, electoral literacy क्या होती है. उसके बाद I went on to discuss कि हाँ ये होना चाहिए स्कूल में. तो सर, is it an okay way to explain the topic कि पहले टॉपिक हम एक्सप्लेन कर लेते कि क्या होता है एक्चुअली में लिटरेसी.
देखो सागरिका, तुम्हारा जीडी वाला पैटर्न तुम्हारा बिल्कुल सही है, तुम्हें कोई जीडी से निकाल नहीं सकता, लेकिन जीटी में डाउट है मेरे को. जीटी में तुम्हें बाकियों को बोलने देना है सागरिका, क्योंकि जो अग्रेशन तुम्हारे में है, जो तुम असर्टिवनेस से बात करती हो, वो जीडी के लिए तो बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन ग्रुप टास्क में तुम्हें टीम का मेंबर बनना है. You should not look like standing different from group task. So GD is all okay for you. I mean, you are taking a stand, you are speaking. GD में ये होता है कि अगर आपने कोई स्टैंड ले लिया, आप लोगों को, if you are making people listen to you, you will clear GD. Believe me. Even if the logic you are using is no logic. But if you are making people listen to you, Ketana has more knowledge about this subject. So content is more with Ketana. But Sagarika, your strength is like you will participate and then people will listen to you. Whether you know the subject topic or not. I'm not saying you don't know this topic, but I'm saying that even if you don't know, your strength is that you will make people listen to you. That is good for GD. But group task के लिए वो एक चैलेंज हो सकता है तुम्हारे लिए. उसके लिए थोड़ा सा अपना आपको चेंज करना पड़ेगा.
Sir, how can I improve, sir? It is my second GD, sir.
So Varun, you can improve by keeping your video open so that I see you participating, right? Because it is very difficult for me to give the feedback if I don't see you, Varun. Though you participated, but I largely remember you by face actually. So if you don't, if I don't see you, it is difficult for me to give you the feedback.
Sir, here I came across with the GT task like prepare a plan for male and female ratio for a healthy nation. How to deal with this kind of GT, sir?
Tell me again.
Prepare a plan for male-female ratio for healthy nation. That means I think we need to increase the population of a female.
You need to talk about women empowerment, and you need to tell about the parity of female and male
GT,
for
sir.
nation to be good.
GT, group task plan.
That's what I'm saying. So you need to make a plan where you need to take education into account, you need to take jobs into account, you need to take their entrepreneurial opportunities into account, and you need to see that women become empowered in all spheres of life. So you need to make sure that primary education, secondary education, and then job till. So female and male equal participation has to be there in all spheres. Now you imagine that if primary education में female male ratio में take care नहीं करता हूँ, and before that it has to be health wise. I mean, there are many states in India where son is preferred than daughter. Now that thing is over in India, but starting is from there. Son and daughter should be given equal education. अगर वो प्राइमरी में जाएंगे, सेकेंडरी में जाएंगे, तभी तो मैं जीडी में आज जो दिख रहा है 4 लड़के 3 लड़कियां ऑलमोस्ट इक्वल पैरिटी है, वो क्यों है? Because your parents thought of giving you education. It will start from there. Education, फिर आगे education तुम्हें मिलेगा, फिर job में तुम जाओगे, फिर legislative bodies में तुम जाओगे, rule maker तुम लोग बनोगे, then healthy nation will become.
Yes, sir.
You can talk about beti bachao, beti padhao kind of things. Where if you can give the statistics. India में female, how many female are doing job? And think of any developed country, how many female are doing job? That kind of comparison you have to give. America में every woman is also doing job, but why not in India? Those kind of things.
But sir, while it comes to GT, the planning process, is there any particular points to be added under planning?
Education, jobs, and then legislature wing, everybody is to plan accordingly.
Okay, sir.
प्लानिंग बना दो उसमें.
Okay, fine, sir.
आपको शुरू से प्लानिंग हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट से प्लानिंग स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा. दिस हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट गिव्स लॉट ऑफ now care to women, right? So from health, when baby is born, वहां से स्टार्ट होता है, प्राइमरी एजुकेशन से चलता है, हायर एजुकेशन पे चलता है, फिर पार्लियामेंट तक की आप रिजर्वेशन दे रहे हो, तो सारा बता दो ना, प्लानिंग करो उसका टोटल.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Chalo guys, I'll take leave of you now. I have another session, so I'll catch you later. Thank you.